Okay, good morning, guys. Today we are going to do an exercise in order to study how to work with tables. We are going to compare range of data with the use of tables. Okay, so first of all, you have to open Excel. Okay, and then in Excel, you have to put this data in case you don't have it. Okay, you have to put this data. Maybe with some of you we work in the previous class with this exercise, so maybe some of you finish filling this file with data. Okay, so if you finish, it's okay. If not, pause the video and put this data or fill your file with this data. Okay, remember to save your file, save as. Okay, and remember to work for Datos, assignments, your group, and here put your name, last name, okay, in the name of the file. Okay, for example, in my case, David Navarrete, first exercise explain, third term. Okay, don't forget to save it. This exercise that we are going to work in this video is going to count for 2.5 of the first exercise. Okay, the other 2.5 is going to be an exercise you have to solve. Okay, so what do you have here? Here we don't have a table, we just have a range of data. Okay, and here you have some students' names, you have the group of the student. For example, in this case, Pepe belongs to the group A8. Okay, and you have certain data about Pepe. For example, you have the grade of the first term, you have the grade of the second term, the average. Okay, you have the average of the third term, and you have the global grade. Okay, it means the academic year average. Okay, and you have another data here. You have if the student went or didn't go to Curso Taller Camaradas, if the student went or didn't go to Lifoli and other activities, ONU, Curso Taller Pioneros, Curso Taller Capitolio, Campamento Mención Semana Santa, etc., etc. Okay, you can put another data if you want to do it. Okay, if you want, instead of 3.5, you want to put 4 or 2 or 1, it's okay. Okay, here also, if you want to put instead of C, you can put no, you can put yes. Okay, you can fill this data with the data you want to put it. Okay, but you have to have these columns: student, group, first term average, second term average, etc., etc. Okay, you have to have from column A to column L. Okay, got it? Now, okay, well, I'm going, remember that here, if you, here for example, imagine that if you write first term average. Okay, one of the ways to put average below first term is to go here and click on wrap text. Okay, another way to do it is to go here and press the key Alt and then enter. Okay, Alt, enter, and enter again. Okay, two ways to put the data in this way. Okay, okay, what else? So here in sheet 1 you have the range of data. Okay, in sheet 2 we are going to have the table. How to do it? Okay, so first of all, select this data, then Control C in order to copy, then go to sheet 2, click here, and Control V in order to paste it. Okay, then go here and then press the key escape. Okay, so this sheet we are going to call it range of data, and the second sheet we are going to call it table. Okay, table. Get it? So remember that here we have just a range of data, and here we are going to have the table. Okay, so far we have just the range of data, but we are going to convert this range of data into a table. Okay, so how to do it? You go here and then click insert and then table, and here you see this dialog box that says create table. So it says, where is the data for your table? And Excel is suggesting that you are going to create a table from the range A1 to the cell L7, A1 to cell L7. If it's okay, you have to click on OK. And here says my table has headers. Remember that the headers are the names of the columns. So for example, in this case, we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10 columns, 10 headers. Okay, if your table contains the headers, you click OK. Okay, and as you see, we have created a table. Okay, from a range of data. Here, as you see, we just have the range of data, and here we have the table. Okay, so okay, now remember some things about tables. Okay, so first of all, remember that a table is simply a rectangular range of structured data. Okay, you have here a rectangular range of structured data. Okay, each row in the table corresponds to a single entity. So what does it mean? For example, in this case, in this row contains information about a student. Okay, this row contains the group of the student, the average of the three terms, the average of the academic year, okay, and information related if the student went or didn't go to a specific activity. Okay, so each row in a table corresponds to a single entity. This information corresponds to Juan, this to Luisa, this to Alberto, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and each column corresponds, okay, or contains a specific piece of information. Okay, for example, in this, the columns here contain data such as the name of the student, here the group of the student, here the grades or the final, the average of the first term, here the average of the second term, and etc., etc. Okay, so the rows correspond to a single entity, while the columns contains information, okay, contains information about the name of the students, groups, etc., etc. Okay, so now we are going to study the differences between the range of data and between the table, okay, in order for you to see why a table is more useful than a range of data. Okay, why do we need to create a table? Why do we need to create this, okay, instead of having the data in this way? Why? Why is it necessary to create a table? We are going to study this, okay? First of all, if you see here in the sheet range of data, if you see here, you click here in a cell of your range of data, and you don't see here something called table tools, okay? While in a table, when you click outside the table, you don't see here the table tools. But when you click inside the table, immediately it appears on the ribbon a table tools, okay? And here you have this design, okay? This ribbon, okay, this tab, okay, helps you to change some things in your table, okay? We are going to study what kind of things you can change in the table, okay? If you see, another difference is that in a range of data, you don't have, for example, background color, okay? While in a table, when you create a table, the table immediately contains background color and text color formatting, okay? You see here, for example, this in color blue, and this is in a light blue, in white, okay? And you see, okay, some format to your data, okay? While in the range of data, you don't see here, okay? You can change this, the background color, later, okay? Another thing, for example, here in the columns, you don't have anything. I mean, for example, in the table, you have this that is called drop down list, okay? It means that when you click here, you can do some things, okay, to your table. For example, one of the things you can do is to filter, okay? We are going to study later how to filter data, okay? For example, imagine that here you need just the information related to the student Juan, okay? You deselect this, and this, because we need just the information about Juan, and then okay, and that's it, okay? In a table, you can do those kind of things, okay? Why? Because you have this drop down list, okay? This arrow is called drop down list, okay? In a range of data, you cannot do it, those kind of things, okay? You can order your table, you can sort by color, you can apply filters, etc., etc. Okay. Okay, so another difference is that, for example, in the range of data, when you go down, okay, click here in the scroll down, okay, what happened? You don't see now the headers of the columns, okay? So for example, this data correspond to what? Okay, this data corresponds to what? Okay, you don't know because you cannot see the headers of the columns, okay? While in a table, when you go down, okay, look, when you go down with the scroll bar vertical, okay, when you go down, you can see the headers, okay? So for example here, okay, so I know if Pepito went or didn't go to the Lifoli, okay? This data, okay, I know that Pepito in the third term got a grade of 4, okay? And again, if you scroll down, you can see the headers of the columns, while in the range of data you cannot see it, okay? That is another advantage of having, okay, another advantage of having a table instead of a range of data. Okay, So another characteristic of a table is that in a table you have some formulas. So it means that tables support calculated columns. It means that a single formula in a column is automatically propagated to all cells in the column. So it means, for example, when you add a name here, for example, Santiago, here you have automatically the formula that you put previously. Okay, so if you add here, for example, the group AA, and here grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4, here automatically you have the formula that you used previously. Okay, so you don't need to write again the formula average, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and here you can fill the information. Okay. Okay, so in a table, when you add another row, automatically in a table the formula is propagated to all the columns. Okay, that is another advantage of a table. And here you see something. Here it says the lower right corner. Here, the lower right corner of the lower right cell contains a small control that you can click and drag to extend the table size. So if you do something like this, you can add more rows. Okay, or if you go to the right, you can add columns. Okay, if you see here, this column doesn't have a name. It's just called column 1. Okay, you can change the name here. Okay, we are going to delete just this. Okay, we are going to have this. Okay, so with this control you can drag, okay, in order to include more rows. Okay, you can erase this. That's it. Got it? And finally it says Excel can remove duplicate rows automatically. Like what? Like, for example, here, if you have another name, like for example Pepito, okay, again Pepito, and you have a E, for example, and you have the same data, okay, like for example 3, for example 5, for example 4, okay, and you have, okay, you have the same column. Okay, if you have duplicated data in a range of data, here like this, in a range of data, this column that is the same that this row, sorry, that is the same that this row, is now removed. Okay, while in a table it is removed. Okay, let's see. So here we are going to write, for example, Santiago. Okay, the same information. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see, no, see, and no. Okay, and we are going to see how in the table the data that is duplicated is removed. So we go to design, and then here we are going to click here in remove duplicates. So in the table tools, in the tab design, we have this remove duplicates. When we click here, we see that the duplicates are removed. So we can select here, okay, we can select here if the duplicates are in all the headers. Okay, in this case we have information for all the headers. Okay, so we are going to select all the headers. Okay, and then okay, it says unduplicate values found and removed. 7 unique values remain. Okay, but we can have, instead of have all the information, imagine that you have the same the same student, for example, Santiago, okay? And we have again AE, but we have here different information, 3, 4, 4, okay? And we have, for example, here this information, okay? Okay, you see here that the only information that is the same is that the name of the student is the same and the group is the same, okay? Maybe when you were writing the information here, when you were writing the information, you made a mistake and you put the same name, Santiago, and the same group, okay? Okay, because you repeat the information, but you don't want to have it, okay? So we can remove this row, okay? The row doesn't have to contain all the information the same in order to remove, okay? Because look, if you go here and then remove duplicates, you can remove the duplicates just with the student and group when the student and group is the same, like this, student Santiago, group AA. Okay, we want to remove that. We deselect this, we uncheck this, okay, because we just have to remove the information that is duplicated just in the header student and group. So we remove this, this, and we just have check just the first one, this student and group, and we then click OK, and it says okay, unduplicate values found and removed, 70 values unique. Okay, so we remove the value that we have here duplicated. Got it? Okay. Okay, remember that also we can change in a table the style, okay, the look of a table. How to do it? Okay, remember that in order to have the table tools here, you have to click in a cell inside the table, okay? So it appears automatically when you click inside the table. When you have here, you have something here called table styles, okay? In the table styles, you have 3 different table styles: light, medium, and dark, okay? So it means if you want to apply a light color, you go to this section. If you want to apply a medium color, go to this section. And if you want to apply a dark color, you go to this section, okay? You can change here, okay, the look of a table. Or also you can go to page layout, and then here in themes you can change, for example, the format of your table. If you see here, look here, the table, the size of the letter is bigger, okay? So we are going to put, for example, we are going to apply the theme Austin in our table, and then we can move this in order to see this. We can here, okay, click here in order to have this. We can have this here and then here, okay, and then we can change the design, for example, including for example this, okay? So with this tab design, you can change the style of your table, okay, and you can do something else, like for example, if you want to have the first column, okay, the first column, this with a bold style, so it means in negrilla, you can select click here and you see this, okay? You are with that, you are resulting this first column, okay? And you can do something with your tables, like for example add a total row if you want to count the total here, okay, but we are not interested in that. Okay, you can change for example the last column too, okay, if you are interested. And then we are going to see in the next exercises we are going to do some operations with the table like filter, outlining, etc, etc. Okay, finally let's see another difference between a range of data and between a table. Okay, we are going to see the differences with the creation of a chart, okay, the creation of a graph. Okay, so for example, let's go to the range of data. Okay, in the range of data we are going to have a chart, okay, and we are going to have the chart with this information. We are going to select this column from students, okay, from here, from a student to Pepito. Then we are going to press the control key and hold the control key. We are going to select this other information. Okay, remember, first select this, then press the control key, and holding the control key we are going to select this other information. Okay, we are going to create a chart, a graph. Okay, we are going to go here, then column, and then here we are going to select this 3D cluster column. Okay, click here and we see our chart. Okay, we are going to put a title in our chart, so remember here we go layout and then chart title. We are going to call it about chart, and we are going to call it a students performance, and we are going to write here range of data. Okay, so here we have our students Pepe, Juan, Luisa, Roberto, Luis, Pepito, and another Pepito. Remember that in the range of data the rows are not removed automatically, the duplicated rows are not removed automatically. And we have in colors the first term average, second term average, third term average, and the academic year average. Okay, but what is the difference between creating a chart using a range of data and creating a chart using a table? We will see what is the difference. So we go to the table and we are going to create the same kind of chart, the same kind of graph. So again, we select here from a student, okay, then we press the control key, and holding the control key we are going to select the other information. Okay, select this first, then press the control key, and holding the control key we select the other. Okay, and then go to insert and then column, and then we are going to select the same. Okay, here we are going to put chart title, where about chart, okay, and the title of the chart is going to be students performance, and here table. Okay, so we have the same chart. Okay, but we are going to see what is the difference between creating a chart from a table and creating a chart from a range of data. Okay, here if you include another name, okay, let's see what happens. We are going to move this, okay, we are going to have it here, and we are going to create another name. Okay, we are going to put here, we are going to create a name, for example Francisco, Francisco is from A8. We are going to put names, okay, grades, for example, here. Look, if you see for, okay, and we are going to write, for example, C, we are going to write no, we are going to write C, we are going to write C, we are going to write no, and here C. Okay, what happened? Look, if you see your chart, Francisco is not included. Francisco is not included automatically in your chart. You see, Francisco is not here. So when you create a graph, okay, a chart from a range of data, when you add some information, the chart is not automatically updated. Okay, you don't see here Francisco, so you have to move here, okay, in order to include Francisco. Okay, so if you do not that, Francisco is not included automatically. While in a table, let's see in a table. Okay, so we move this, okay, here, and we are going to include automatically another data. Okay, we are going to move this here to include another name. We are going to put here Francisco. We are going to put it belongs to A 2, 3, 4. We are going to write here C, no, T, no, and C. Okay, so if you see, we add another row to our table, and if we see our chart, look, Francisco is included automatically in our chart. Okay, so this is a big difference, and this is an advantage. Why? Because in a table you don't have to worry about your chart, because your chart is automatically updated. When you include more information, your chart automatically adds information, while in a range of data you don't have that advantage. Okay, so that's all for today. Remember to save your file, save. Okay, remember to save in assignments the name of your group, and you have to put your name, last name in your file. Okay, remember that is this exercise counts for 2.5 of the first exercise. The other 2.5 is an exercise you have to develop now. Okay, it's an exercise you have to create from zero. Okay, so bye bye, have a nice day.